The TorbayHour radio show, brought to you by the Babacom Inn Christmas Party Nights.
Good evening, it's just after 8 o'clock, which means that it's the TorbayHour radio show. Hi, it's Rick here. Martin's in the studio as well.
Good evening.
Oh, wow, we're loud tonight. Okay.
Sorry.
Also, we have in the studio, well, we've got Sophie and we have Cake.
Hello, that's me, not the cake.
There is a purpose to this. All will become clear. If you're a first-time listener to the TorbayHour radio show, what we do is currently right now on Twitter, there is an hour of frantic business-related tweeting in Torbay and South Devon. What we do is we provide the companion service. So we also have advice and tips. We've had lawyers. We've had social media experts. It's your chance to maybe ask some questions if you don't know about something, or maybe conversation. The whole point of this is it's interactive. Twitter is interactive, and so are we. We also have an account of the week. We have our 140-second pitches, which are the chance for businesses, organisations, maybe charities, to have 140 seconds in the kind of theme of Twitter to talk about themselves. And more on that a little bit later. We also give a chance for local bands to get some of their music on the radio. So we'll do all of that in the next 59 minutes. So what are you doing tonight? That's what we need to know. Twitter is alive and well. And if you want to follow us, Martin, tell us about the hashtags.
So you've got the hashtag TorbayHour. That's I'm monitoring that all night. So if you do need to promote anything, make sure you use that and I shall see it. Or you can get in touch directly on @Torbay_hour.
We're also experimenting with Vines tonight, which none of us have ever done before. So if anyone's got any help, tips and advice on Vines and how you do it, we'd really like some advice. As I think our examples so far prove.
Yeah, we weren't very good at the beginning.
No,
we've worked it out. We're getting there.
Well, you say we've worked it out. We press the button, it goes green, and then tells us to let go. That's pretty much as far as we've got. Now, the way the hour works is if you want to get in touch, say you can do it via Twitter. You can do it on the phone as well. You can give us a call, 01626 361 977. We can get you on the radio to talk to you. We normally start with our account of the week, don't we?
We do.
So, should we do some account of the week?
We can. Kind of.
Well, we can. Let's do. I tell you what. Let's do this.
The featured accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
So, account of the week, we give an account that is a follower to the TorbayHour the chance to talk about themselves, have a chat, be interviewed, things like that. Now, this week, who is the account of the week?
The account of the week is the Riviera Legends.
Now, we had the Riviera Legends on the show a few weeks ago. They were doing a 140-second pitch, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
So give us the headlines, the Riviera Legends. What do they do? Who are they?
So the Riviera Legends are a local football team, and they're doing a lot in the area at the moment, and organising events and ex-pro amateur opponents and things like that going on. So they're doing a lot to bring people of football into the area, really.
Now, this is, well, yeah, the other thing, of course, is that they are bringing teams of legends, hence the name.
Yeah.
So, if, an Arsenal fan, for example, or a Chelsea fan, this is a chance for you to actually play against some of the former stars from those teams.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Yeah. So what we'll try and do is we'll actually try and dig out the 140-second pitch from, it was Dave, wasn't it, from Riviera Legends?
That's right, yeah.
So we'll try and dig that out and play that again a little bit later on. But for the moment, well, actually, Dave, if you're listening, get in touch. We can get you on the blower.
I've tried messaging you, Dave.
So what have we got? What's happening at the moment?
So at the moment, Julia underscore Stone 420. It's her first time she's selling Avon products. So Avon calling.
Welcome along, Julia.
Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. What else have we got? Billy Douche is, I can never pronounce that. It's a French one. Billy Douche, 25. She's listening. She's been tuned in by 3 minutes early, so we like that.
Good.
That's keen.
That is keen.
That's very keen indeed.
And by the way, if you're thinking, how do I do this? How do I get my Twitter running or my Hootsuite or however you're following the hour and listen to the radio, you can do it via the TuneIn app. All you need to do is go on there, get the TuneIn app on your phone, which is free, search for Music Mill FM, and we will crop up on there. And also, it's worth pointing out as well that we also have a Listen Again feature via your YouTube channel, don't we?
Yeah. So basically, on a Tuesday night, I sit there and load this radio show onto YouTube. So if you do miss it on the night, you can always check back on our website and you can listen to it there.
Worth bringing Sophie in on this one, because the reason for Sophie being here isn't purely to bring us cake, which you have done, and I have to say they are magnificent.
I had my orders.
That's a bit hard.
You've tweeted us enough pictures of cake. It's about time you brought some in.
It's also they're the right side. You see, for anyone that's not looked at the pictures of the studio, there's a row of monitors and stuff in front of me, and the cake is on the other side. I have a kind of Berlin Wall between me and the cake.
I planned this well.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Maybe I'll send a picture of that. But anyway, the purpose of you being here isn't just about the cakes. Tell us who you're from, first of all.
I'm from Millie and Me, which is a little coffee shop in Brixham.
So many coffee shops around at the moment. The local ones are generally the best, and I'm bound to say that because A, you're here, and B,
indie coffee
coffee
shops. You can't beat an independent coffee shop, in my opinion. You know, especially if we're really passionate about our coffee, so quality is important. But it's about meeting the people as well and having a friendly service. We get to know our customers, and we're a family at Millie and Me.
Now, again, you're not here just about the cake and the coffee shop. We're also talking about social media, Twitter, Facebook, all of those kind of things, and its role within a successful local business, and also extending the reach of that. So how did you get involved? Were you in Twitter and Facebook from the start?
I'd always had a private Facebook account, and so when we were just before we opened our coffee shop, I kind of went along with the with all of the refurb that we did in the shop. So it was like a bit of a diary going on, and that was really good for people that knew me. I'd never used Twitter, couldn't get on with it, and then we opened in the March, and I remember it really clearly. It was Pirate Festival weekend, and I just happened to be looking in the shop one day, and I saw that there were quite a few other Brixham businesses that were tweeting about Pirate Festival. There were a couple of really prolific people who I have now got to know, and it was really cool because they were all talking to each other, and they were the businesses were promoting each other, but obviously and Brixham itself, and that's what really inspired me. So I tried to get to grips with my account, and it's just gone from there. And I think Brixham has quite a high profile locally on Twitter. There's probably a core of maybe 10 accounts that are really active, and I just think it's brilliant because we promote ourselves and each other, but primarily we promote Brixham as a town, and that's really important because it increases footfall, and that's good for all of us. How
would you say? Is there a measurable effect from your tweeting or your Facebook or whatever to the actual footfall in the shop?
Massively. I mean, anybody that has been to Millie and Me or knows us knows that we are off the beaten track, really. We're quite close to the main street, but we are hidden. We're around the corner, and there are so many other coffee shops in Brixham. And probably, if it wasn't for Twitter or social media and promoting myself, I don't know whether I'd have survived because of the competition, because it's more of a destination. I don't get, there are so many other places within the high street that if you're just passing and looking for somewhere you'd end up in, you have to make up your mind to come to Millie and Me. And Twitter has been instrumental in that, and Facebook. Right from just posting a picture of a cake in the morning and having people literally walk through the door because they've seen it and they want a piece, which happens frequently, but also especially with Twitter, getting to know people and around the area throughout Devon, and even people that are visiting. I'll go through and I'll search Brixham, and if I see somebody in Birmingham that they're going to come to Brixham that weekend, I'll start tweeting them, and then the chances are, because we've got that relationship already, then they're going to come and find me and that does happen. I have people walking in the door every day because of the tweeting.
See, that's really interesting because I'm not sure I know how to do that. Do you just literally search for the word Brixham and see what crops up?
Yeah, so I probably do that. I am quite enthusiastic, but I do that a lot during the day. Because obviously I have got, this sounds like boasting, but I've got quite a lot of followers. So I have,
yes, more than us.
So if I just see what comes up on my feed, it's like there's so much stuff on there. So now I'll start searching. So I might search Torbay or TorbayHour, but I always, throughout the day, search Brixham, because anybody that is posting anything pertinent to Brixham will hashtag Brixham. So when you search Brixham, all of the hashtag Brixhams come up, and that's people locally that are talking about the town or what they're doing, but it's also people that are coming down on holiday or have just been. And, you know, even just by liking what they've tweeted, or if they'll say, oh, you know, looking forward to coming to Brixham, we love Brixham, I'll just reply, so do we. But then you've started a rapport then, you've started a relationship, and they're far more likely to come and find me when they get to Brixham.
How often, or how much time do you have to dedicate every day? Would you say, is this kind of downtime between serving customers, or do you find it increasing that you're actually just having to sit in front of your screen or your phone or whatever? I
just use my phone, and I look at it. I do look at it quite frequently, but it's just a part of my day now.
Right.
The only time I really get into trouble is on TorbayHour and TorbayHour, when I'm sat at home and not talking to anybody else because I'm concentrating. But I just, yeah, and also a lot of my regulars will, you know, will tweet as well, and
right.
You know. Some of them are even allowed on my account. Some of
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Account sharing. This is a whole new world that we might go into, but not tonight. Right, we'll explore that a little bit later on. Martin, it's always a frantic hour. We're already sort of 12 minutes in, coming up to. What's going on? What's coming on the feed? Any new faces or any new accounts that are cropping up?
Well, first of all, Billet Doux have been back on, telling me how to pronounce their name. Apparently it means love note, so
okay.
I've learnt a bit of French.
Billet, as in notes, or billet.
Billet Doux.
Billet Doux. Okay,
I can do
right.
that. So we've got Torbay Pound. There are people looking into doing a Torbay Pound. If you're interested, then make sure you follow them. They are at Torbay Pound, and they're on TorbayHour tonight answering any of your questions. I
find that really interesting. I mean, there's all kinds of questions that the cynical side of me might ask around tax on that. But the whole idea of having a local currency that you can use, you can trade services against, it's actually really interesting.
It's definitely worth a look at. It's definitely worth talking. Maybe we can get them in and have a chat with them on the radio. But it's it works in Totnes. Totnes have got their own pound.
Yeah.
And it does work in some places. I think really it's just a case of getting the backing behind it to.
Well, and presumably enough products and services that people are needing or prepared to trade.
Exactly.
Because I was going to say you're losing money, you're not, because you'll get it back somewhere else. But there is that kind of perception that you might, hang on a second, I've got to give away a day's work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, but there's also the fact that, we are a very tourism-based location.
Yeah.
And if we can do anything to keep business local is definitely worth discovering and looking into.
Yeah. Anyway, a future guest.
Yeah.
Who else have we got?
So Pop-Up Torquay have been on, and this is definitely worth a mention. They're happening on the 4th of October. Sorry, I didn't catch where you were, but they've got a few of our accounts joining them there on the 4th of October. They've got at Flossie and Jim, at Made by Rose Red, and at Mr. Sweet Vintage. So it sounds like a good event to go to if you want to support the people at TorbayHour.
We're hearing more from them a little bit later on because they're one of our 142nd pitches today.
Ah, yes, so they are.
Yes, we will hear from Sarah a little bit later. Actually, talking of the 142nd pitch...
The 142nd pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Shall we have the first of our 142nd pitches?
Oh, go on then.
Right. What should we go? We've got Next Route or Pop-Up Torquay. Who should we hear from first?
We've just mentioned them, so let's go Pop-Up.
OK, Pop-Up Torquay. It's Sarah. Now, the way this works is we give them 140 seconds to pitch their business because, of course, in Twitter you get 140 characters, so it just kind of worked in the planning. So, Sarah, you have 140 seconds from now.
Hello, TorbayHour. This is Sarah Bell from Pop-Up Torquay. Pop-Up Torquay is a concept to create regular opportunities for businesses, artists, crafters, vintage sellers, foodies, musicians, or anyone else that is creative together and be in one place. Initially, this is once a month at the Town Hall, Torquay Town Hall. Pop-Up Torquay is an alternative type of market that celebrates the independent, quality, unique and diverse talents and range of businesses and groups that we have here in Torquay. This is a mixture of all sorts of people who want to get together with all sorts of other people and build something in our town centre that is good for our local economy, that is vibrant, colourful, engaging, diverse, inclusive and that we can all feel proud of. The premise of Pop-Up Torquay is that it will be something that builds and grows as more of our arts and crafts and alternative and local communities help to build it, as opposed to it being a one-off event. And it begins to offer something that for once a month at least, people feel it's worth coming into the town centre for. The aim of Pop-Up Torquay is to attract back into the town centre people who maybe go to Totnes or Exeter or Dartmouth because they think there isn't anything in the town centre. Right now it's once a month, but we'd like to add food producers and more artists popping up all over Torquay to grow into something really vibrant in our town centre. So then, right now, Pop-Up Torquay is a once-a-month Saturday market with about 40 diverse stalls, live music, street entertainers, a cafe area that becomes a social space, and this all creates a lively ambience that everyone enjoys. Pop-Up Torquay is held in one of the town centre's most iconic buildings, the Town Hall. So on the 4th of October, the 1st of November, and the 13th of December, from 10 till 4, you can come and check out what we're all doing. We've hand-painted some fabulous banners that will be hanging outside and creating a bit of colourful art outside. And inside there'll be an eclectic mixture of some of our wonderful artistic local talents. We have a lovely cafe area to pull up a chair, have a cuppa and a cake, and maybe meet your friends. Maybe just shop, maybe listen to live music. It's totally free of charge to come in, and we have people that came last time just to have a look and ended up staying for hours. You can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, and via our website, www.popuptorquay.com.
Very good. I think she'd done that before, really. So there you go. That's how easy it is. It's 140 seconds to pitch your business, just like Sarah did. Get following them, and they look forward to seeing you the 4th of October. And I, to be honest, can't believe we're talking about the 4th of October and it's this week.
I'm actually just looking at pictures of mince pies.
Well, what's that got to do with the 4th? Oh, that's Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, we said the C word.
We've said the C word.
Nothing wrong with the C word. Christmas.
It's what, in 12 weeks' time?
I know, it's insane.
Oh, my
Can't
goodness.
wait. I'm so excited.
Now, actually, this brings in a whole new load of questions to do with social media, the build-up, because seasonal trading is... Obviously, all retailers have to prepare themselves, so probably back in August or something like that, pre-planning. As a food and catering business, does it make a huge impact? And I'm not just thinking Christmas now, but seasonal trading. Are you busier in the summer than you are in the winter? Do people go Christmas shopping and then go out for a caramel latte or something? If they're out shopping, how does it work for you?
Do you know what the worst part about winter is?
Go on.
Oh, homemade soup. I have to make soup. It's starting.
Actually, that sounds great.
I've already promised some of my regulars soup from next week. There you are. You heard it here. That's quite a commitment. Homemade soup every day. No, I love it really. We're busier in the summer because obviously Brixham's a seasonal town, but we have a lot of locals. And what's quite ironic is that I'm starting to see some locals now that I haven't seen all summer because there's a whole raft of people that actually avoid the town like the plague because they don't like the business of it. So that's quite interesting really. I won't see some people for 3 or 4 months and then they'll start to become regular again in the winter.
But do you still engage with them using social media?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not so much, I would say, some of the kind of locals, but the ones that we really engage with are the ones that are on holiday, the ones that come down. They've either got holiday homes down here or they come just once or twice a year for their family holidays. And they're the ones that they love it. And they Facebook all the time. If I post something, they like it or they comment and they look forward to coming in. And then when they're down here, they'll come in every day while they're on holiday.
That's the clinging on to the bit of being on holiday, even while you're in a rainy Birmingham.
Yep.
Or somewhere else. It doesn't have to be Birmingham. Anyway, so if you're right, okay, going back to the start then. So you're setting out, you've decided on your business, we're going to be selling widgets, we're going to be doing it in Torbay, we've decided that social media is going to be a part of our marketing strategy, and obviously it can't just be your only way forward. How did you approach it in terms of a strategy to make it rather than just here's a picture of a cake?
I came into it a bit by accident. It was a challenge set out by the Brixham Youth Inquiry Service. It was a neighbourhood challenge, challenging people to set up their own business for a year, and then you were judged at the end of it. And I went into it with my daughter because she was only 14 then, but she was an amazing baker. So we went into we set up a business doing outside catering and parties. But we were given free training by Outset Torbay, some business training, and they were instrumental really. They were fantastic. They gave us so much confidence. We had training, starting to do things like a marketing plan, profit and loss. everything, writing a business plan, and it was within the 2 or 3 months I had that training, they gave me gave me and Millie, we both went on it, they gave us the confidence to think, actually, yeah, we could really do a business. So we wrote a business plan, we got a really small loan from the bank, which was granted, which was amazing, and we just did it, and it is incredible. But I had so much local support and encouragement, and as I said, Outset Torbay were absolutely fantastic, and they're still working now in the Bay. I mean, they've helped something like 2,000 plus businesses already.
Wow, that's especially with your catering or coffee shop. That's a brave business to go into. You're up against some of the biggest players and the biggest multinational corporations, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, when we opened, it was in Brixham. There hadn't really been anywhere new opening for quite a while, and since we opened nearly 3 years ago, I would say it's probably quadrupled the number of cafes and tea rooms. But I think going back to social media, I'm sure that has had a really big impact on how businesses get along with each other. Because again, when we first opened, it was fairly cutthroat and wasn't particularly well received by a lot of other people in business, whereas now it's completely the opposite. There are loads more of us, but we actually engage with each other, we promote each other, cross-promote each other via Twitter and Facebook. We go into each other's cafes, and I think that's really good because the more people that come to Brixham, the more Brixham's seen as a destination, a really good destination where there's lots of choice and lots of quality places to go in, then the more people are going to want to come there.
The thing I find really interesting is that obviously you're very Brixham focused, but we're talking about literally a global medium of Twitter, Facebook or whatever it is, but yet you've managed to concentrate the activity in sort of a 5 square mile little lump, and it still works for you. Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, we started out with TorbayHour kind of right from the very beginning, really, and so we do tweet a lot wider, throughout Devon and to people. But yeah, mainly I'm just passionate about Brixham. I just love it, and also, like I said, it has quite a high. Again, when we first started tweeting with TorbayHour, it became apparent that out really across Devon, in terms of its size, proportionately, Brixham had a ridiculously big presence county-wide because there were so many people tweeting. It's not just me. I think we all just feel really passionately about the town and just want to promote it as much as we can, really.
Which is great. Martin, you're bursting to say something.
Yeah, no, we always say that Brixham is a big contributor to TorbayHour. They have been from the very beginning.
You've been eating cake, haven't you?
I have been eating cake, I'm sorry. And we always find that if something's going on in Brixham, we know about it. Right. And that's the most important thing, because everyone like Sophie and Vic's Bricks and Brixfest and everything, they are constantly talking about what's going on over there. Because we know what's going on over there, we can then tell everyone in Torbay what's going on over there. So, it's that passion of people from Brixham that means, it's the business owners of Brixham that are keeping the place alive, really. I mean,
what we're really talking about, effectively, is a digital community.
Yeah.
So the community, the business community, the everyday people in Brixham, it's, instead of being a community centre, then Twitter becomes a virtual community centre, doesn't it?
It does, but I do feel really strongly about the fact that it's definitely crossed over and is really improved relations, relations in real terms between us. Because if you're sat in if you're operating a cafe or a business as an independent, you're there all day. You're not able to necessarily get out the door. I can't. If I'm there on my own, I can't even go to the corner shop because I have to stay in my premises. So if it wasn't for Twitter or Facebook, I wouldn't be able to communicate at all with my fellow traders, so I wouldn't get to know them. But through social media, because we can interact and bounce off each other, when we do meet up, whether it's at networking events or at social events throughout the town, you've got a rapport and a relationship already. So I think the two definitely go side by side.
Brilliant. We will talk more social media, we will talk more Brixham, we will talk more TorbayHour, and we will eat cake. We will also have some music.
We can eat cake.
So I can eat cake. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm sussed out. This is from Ellie Shah-Carey. It's Beautiful on the TorbayHour.
If my last day breath, what do you want me to do? When you act all cool we stuck here cold, waiting it through. Heart starts beating for somebody new. And it's beautiful people like you get whatever they want. And it's beautiful people like you that suck the life right out of my heart. And it's beautiful people like you that make me cry. Nobody else could be nearly as cruel as you. It's a wicked game you're making me play. I crawl back home when you walk away. It's pretty clear what you want me to say, but you'll be long gone if I ask you to stay. You know that it's true. And it's beautiful people like you get whatever they want. And it's beautiful people like you suck the life right out of my heart. And it's beautiful people like you that make me cry. Nobody else could be nearly as cruel as you. People, people.
It is the TorbayHour radio show. Hi, it's Rick here. Sophie's in the studio. Martin has got a face full of cake as well.
I'm all right. I finished it.
Well done. Well done. I'm just about to send a picture. I caught you with a face full of cake and the cake on the wrong side of the monitors. There you go. So, right, listen, we are talking and tweeting business. We are the companion radio show to the TorbayHour, which is alive and well and living on Twitter. If you are listening on the Listen Again feature, don't forget we are live between 8 and 9 every Monday evening from here at the Music Mill in Newton Abbot, which I know, strictly speaking, is just outside Torbay, but it's too big a building to move, quite honestly.
We tried.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not joking there. But anyway, yes, so we talk and tweet business. The whole point is to promote the business of Torbay and South Devon, really, to the broader community. Also to provide some help and advice and tips. And if you want to be involved in the show, maybe you think, hey, I'm a particularly good, I don't know, widget salesman. I've got some great advice and tips we can do for that. We had legal advice on last week and data protection advice, all kinds of things. If you'd like to contribute, get in touch and we can get you in on the show. Also, of course, we can get you in to do one of our 140-second pitches, which we will have another one of in around about 5 or 10 minutes' time. And if you're in a band or you would like to promote the music you make, then get in touch with us as well. Now, we've had people from all over the world, Martin, trying to get in touch with us to get their music on.
Yep.
But we've had some great submissions, but we really want to promote Torbay and South Devon.
It's got to be done.
So don't take it personally. If you're sending it from somewhere, we have someone from Scandinavia, it was a sensational track. But really, we want Torbay and South Devon. There is a wealth of talent in Torbay and South Devon, and we want to shout about it.
Bert Miller and the Animal Folk. Have you heard any of them? Get on to Bert.
get on to Bert and get Bert to send us some material, and we will get it on the show. It is as easy as that. So, what is flying in on the Twitter feed, Martin?
So, TKI Totness, we saw you coming in late. Please don't do it again. We've also had Pulse Marine Electric, seeing if anyone wants their services. So if you are a boaty type, then get in touch with him at Pulse Marine. And Nigel Hicks Photo, and he's got some free taster sessions on offer at the moment. So if your business is looking for some photographic work, then he's worth getting in touch with, I'd say.
Do you know that? And that's one of the things which every now and again you do see people offering free things on Twitter. You know, first 20 people will do a free something.
Yep.
It's a great medium for doing kind of promotional activities, isn't it? So, Sophie, have you explored the first 5 get a free cupcake or something like that kind of option, or do you not feel the need?
Do I need to confess? I think I offered a free cream tea for my first 1,000th follower.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. But did it work?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think it's anything people just want to, they like being engaged with. So, you know, and everyone likes something free, don't they?
Absolutely. Although I think the cynical amongst us think, hang on a second, there's going to be a catch. It's not actually going to be free.
I've got to actually remember to send the voucher. I did, though, I think.
Yeah, but
It was me. No, you didn't. I
was at Brixton Rugby Club on Saturday. I won free tickets and free beer vouchers. So, you know, it's just a case of retweet this for a chance to win, and your name gets further and further and further. It didn't cost them much. So, you know, it does work. I think they got a retweet from every single TorbayHour account we had, though, between me and James.
I tell you what really does work is I'm on the committee for Brixfest in Brixham, and last year Harry, he tweeted that could we have some raffle prizes. Well, it was tombola prizes, and the response was absolutely phenomenal. We had stuff being posted in from all over Devon, and it was brilliant. We ended up with probably 30 or 40 plus prizes, which was brilliant because all of those people were talking about it and retweeting it as well, and it was really good.
I mean, the whole mechanism. I mean, we've touched on sort of setting up and thinking about the strategy to start your business and what you do, but the whole ongoing thing to maintain the momentum of staying on top of social media and not just hello, the doors are open, it's 9 o'clock, please come and see our shop. It's a whole skill in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, because nobody wants to have tweet after tweet say, you know, of us saying, look, we're great, come and see us, but that's where I think, you know, it's really good to. By promoting other local businesses and your area, you know, my profile is there. It's being tweeted from me, so people can see Millie and me, but they're not just being bombarded with me demanding that they come in. So, and I think that's people that use Twitter really successfully are generous with their tweets, and they will constantly retweet other people, and other people and businesses as well.
Now, we touched on the retweeting thing with Matt, who was our social media expert a few weeks ago. And it kind of, if you retweet something, effectively you're endorsing it, aren't you? Because there's that whole thing, you know, if you retweet a joke or you retweet something which isn't necessarily appropriate, people judge you by what you've sent out. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I think you've got to be really careful. Yeah.
So, do you look at what it is and go, right, is this sensible for Brixham? Is this sensible for my brand? Is this?
I wouldn't retweet anything that I hadn't. You know, usually I retweet something that it's there. It's not a link. I very rarely retweet a link, but if I do, I wouldn't retweet it without having a look at it first.
Right.
No.
And that's all about the trust between you and your customers, and that's virtual customers as well as physical, real customers, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I can't be seen to take sides. I can't. It's like within the town, we've had, you know, lots of controversies going on in Brixham over supermarkets and all sorts. And, you know, I can listen to everybody else's point of view, and I can offer my point of view in a private conversation. But I wouldn't dream of getting involved publicly, because people don't, you know, people want to know that they can come in and it's neutral territory, and they're not going to either upset you as a proprietor by what they think, and they're not going to be upset by me either.
Very important. Martin, what have we got? You seem to be bursting to bring us Twitter news there.
No, I was actually agreeing with Sophie. It's, you know, it is about making sure that your brand is safe and everything like that. It's quite interesting to hear about the political side of it as well. And sort of bearing in mind that you could, if you're very political on Twitter and social media, then you could end up putting potential customers off.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd not thought of it in those terms.
No, I don't think I had.
But I suppose then if you're an MP, councillor and stuff like that, obviously you do have a political bias, and people will know that before they'll judge that as part of whatever they see, won't they?
Yeah, but I've got I follow quite a few different people from different political parties on Twitter, but the ones that I follow, it's they make no bones about who they are and that they're a councillor, but they actually tweet positive things about the local community, and they support local people and their area, and they don't actually put political tweets on. And if they did, I probably wouldn't follow them. So I don't think you've got to be that rigid that you refuse to follow anybody that's from a political party. I think you don't have to use your judgment, really.
I mean, I must admit, I follow some of the sort of very serious, but not necessarily to look at what they tweet, but it's to see people's responses to it, which constantly amaze me, that people are prepared to be so abusive openly to seemingly, very prominent people. But that's another story altogether.
I can't, that's one of my pet hates, really. I can't bear it when people use social media to be personal, and particularly when they get clever and start hashtagging a town or something, so that you can block a person, but it's very difficult to completely avoid their tweets altogether. And I just think people should be using it responsibly. And
but then you've got to involve general people in that. And
yeah,
that's
I know.
Horribly wrong.
Am I being naive?
Well, sadly so. I think generally, the way people just behave in the street, the way people are with each other, it has changed so significantly over the last 10, 15 years. And I'm making myself sound like an old man now. I need to get a flat cap and some slippers.
My response is what I do. There are a number of accounts that I'm aware of, and they're just so miserable, and they post nasty things all the time about certain individuals, and I completely ignore them. But I'll reply or retweet the person that they're not being very nice about, or if it's about Brixham, I'll just join in and I'll put lovely, beautiful pictures of the harbour, or just say, I love living in Brixham. And I just think you've got to kind of kill them with all the positivity, and they're probably sitting there kind of swearing at the screen, but that's the only way to deal with it, isn't it?
The person they did an award last year, and the person that won Twitter, as they said, was James Blunt, because so many people are so obnoxious to James Blunt.
He's brilliant.
His responses are worth looking through. If you need a smile, look at James Blunt.
I will check it out.
Right, it's coming up to 20 to 9. Unbelievably, we need to do some of
the 140-second pitch, sponsored by Torbay Discount Card, Torbay's community discount card.
Okay, time for our next 140-second pitch. Next up tonight are the girls from Next Route. Now, they're going to be coming in a couple of weeks' time, I believe.
On the 13th, apparently.
13th, right. We look forward to that, but we need to find out about them. So, girls, your 140 seconds starts now.
Hello, TorbayHour. From Next Route Finance. Our Twitter name is @next_route, so do tweet us and say hi. A bit about what we do. We help people get finance to buy new assets they need to run their business. This could be from equipment, machinery, vehicles and furniture. As you all know, assets can be very expensive to buy, so why pay outright when you can pay for it monthly? There are numerous reasons why this is the best route. A few to mention. 1, it helps with cash flow. 2, it helps with budget so you can stay in control of your finances. And 3, there are significant tax advantages. As a few examples, say you have a cafe like Millie and Me or Dot's Pantry. You're likely to need a coffee machine and tables and chairs. As with restaurants like Kingsbridge Inn, you're also likely to need equipment such as ovens. Maybe you're a tradesman and need a new van, or perhaps you're a professional finding a service working from home or from an office, and you will need computers, telephones, printers. Technology is constantly changing and being updated, so why not lease your equipment and update every 3 years? Stay ahead of competition. The process is very simple. All you need to do is let us know what you need, where you've seen it being sold, and how much it costs. In most cases, we can obtain a monthly repayment figure for you in a matter of hours. No need to arrange a bank meeting and wait for months for a business loan to be approved. Our process is very quick and simple, and the security is placed with the asset. In pass over now to my sister and fellow business partner, Natasha, who tell you a bit about our specialist industry.
Hello, I'm Tash. I deal with our online market. You may have guessed our specialist industry given the level of hair and beauty cream. Sorry, guys. We support the hair and beauty industry by arranging finance for salons and freelance professionals to buy or lease the equipment they need. In addition to our business, we're proud to say that we recently won an award at the National UK Blog Awards in London for our hair and beauty blog called Next Route Style. If you're a hairdresser, beautician, makeup artist or nail technician, or if you know someone that is, please do get in touch. Whether you need new equipment now or in the future, or just like to feature on our blog, we'd love to hear from you. Happy tweeting. Don't forget, we're over at next_route. That's the ginger and the wrong one. And yes, I'm allowed to say that because I'm making a new one. Hope to see you soon.
They did it. 140 seconds. And when you say 140 seconds, it seems like you go, oh, how are we going to cram it all in?
It's ages.
It's a long time. It's a long time. Anyway, so those are the girls from Next Route, and we'll be getting them in a couple of weeks' time, 13th of October, and find out more about them and their business and how they use Twitter and, most importantly, the Torbay Hour. So, Martin, what's going on?
Right, so Vicky Leverett, 82, she's tweeting about the Arc Home Healthcare delivering home care away. So if you do need that type of thing, or you know someone that does, she's always worth a follow. At Simon Lee Show, no. That's all I'm saying. No.
Find the tweet from Simon, and then you'll understand entirely why.
Sophie B. Lovett, good luck. She's at home at the moment, editing her novel.
Oh wow!
So something I could never do. Love reading. We'll have to check that out when it comes out. So really good luck with that one.
Twitter, a fantastic medium for authors and artists, because you've got a great way to instantly get your work out there, because you can tweet links to bits of a book to get people engaged. You can tweet pictures, photographs of your work and stuff like that. It is a fantastic medium, isn't it?
We've got 3 or 4 authors that regularly join in on Torbay Hour.
And, of course, the Paint and Poet.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who I think is one of them. He is actually an author himself.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, whether it's just Torbay, whether it's Twitter in general, whether it's these hashtag hours, but yeah, it seems to be a bit of a magnet for authors.
Sophie, we were talking last week, and I was accused of being derogatory towards accountants and suggesting that they might be boring and not into Twitter.
I heard that too.
I'm sorry.
So did James.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It seems a lot of people heard that. But I wasn't, actually. I was just trying to get the point over. Do you think that there is... If you're using Twitter, you're more likely to be using it creatively if you're in a creative industry, or is it a specific skill which can be learnt?
Oh, I don't know. I follow lots of accountants, solicitors who are really brilliant, and their tweets are really funny and really engaging. I think you just have to. I think if you've got the ability to write as you speak and be able to be, just kind of speak off the cuff, you've got to not prepare too much, not overthink what you're going to put. And I think the more you do it, the more you tweet, then the more you get into the swing of things and the more you get relaxed about it. So. I
mean, I think, bearing in mind that I'm relatively new to Twitter, although I seem to have, and I don't know how I've managed to send out about 3,000 tweets, I'm sort of relatively new to the whole game. The thing which is coming over to me, and the thing from all the various people that we've spoken to, is it's all about building relationships and building trust. So actually, it's not that much different from real life. I mean, this is the scary thing.
Yeah. It's real life, but you can only use 140 characters.
Yeah.
It's real life in miniature.
There's a lot of people might say that would be a really good idea in real life. But there you go. No, so there we go. Right, that's it. We've summed up life in entirety. It's basically 140 characters to just be nice.
Yes, be nice.
Bill and Ted had it right. Do you remember the movie?
Yeah. Oh, yes, excellent.
Be excellent to each other.
Bodacious.
Bodacious, dude.
Yeah, shocking. It's coming up to 8:45. If you want to get involved in the show, you can do it via Twitter tonight. Of course, the hashtag to follow is TorbayHour, logically enough. You can message us at any point during the week. Tell us what you would like to talk about, because, as we keep saying, this show isn't about us and our agenda. It's about you and what you want to talk about and what you want to explore. There seems to be, while we were just off air a moment ago, you were saying that there seems to be a lot of discussion about the change of the season.
Yes, autumn is coming in, and everyone's talking about the dark nights and putting on fires and making soup.
Wow. This is one of my favourite times of the year. I love those kind of crisp mornings and a bit of mist across the bay. It looks spectacular.
I love it. I want to light my fire, drink mulled wine, wear my new coat I brought yesterday.
Wow. What an image. And of course...
all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Wow.
But no, it's great.
Skill.
Conkers. Nobody does conkers anymore.
Health and safety.
I know. I'm going to do a TorbayHour conker evening.
Now you are sounding like an old man.
Thanks. Thanks for that. All right, it's coming up to 9:15. I think we should have another song now. One of the bands that have been around the whole of South Devon really, and a little bit further afield as well for I think it's about 9 years now. Is the Simmertones. Now they have done incredibly well. They're pretty good with their social media as well. They're always tweeting about where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing, and things like that. They had an album out around about a year ago. This is from the Simmertones. It was recorded here at the Music Mill. It's Drip Fed Fred.
We want Freddie for our leader. Freddie is a man of class. We want Freddie for our leader. All stand and raise your champagne glass.
Gentlemen and assassins and ladies of the night, I call upon you this evening in the hope of shedding some light. I can't go into or finger unfounded fools, but there are some here amongst us that are not playing to the rules. Branded up the lowlife, the local CID, offered a free massage or else a third degree. There is no simple solution in this life we lead, so we'll make it easy for yourself to the very rich can see.
We want Freddie for our leader. Freddie is a man of class. We want Freddie for our leader. All stand and raise your champagne glass.
He shall not prevail entirely, came a stark warning today. From his hospital bed, drip-fed Fred vowed he was here to stay.
Tell you something for nothing,
He claimed.
never in all my days have I felt so intimidated by the cheap tactics on display. Gathered here this evening to pay our due respects to drip-fed Fred, who late last night fell out of his prison bed. We know the nonce behind it, who slipped the night PD. The word is out, and now without doubt you will answer to me. Gentlemen and assassins and ladies of the night, I call upon you this evening in the hope of shedding new light. There is a simple solution called honour amongst thieves, so we'll take pity on your soul and only cap your knees.
We want Freddie for our leader. Freddie is a man of class. We want Freddie for our leader. Stand and raise your champagne glass. We want Freddie for our leader. Freddie is a man of class. We want Freddie for our leader. Stand and raise your champagne glass. We want Freddie for our leader. Freddie is a man of class. We want Freddie for our leader. Stand and raise your champagne glass.
Simmertones and Drip Fed Thread, and that song's being released actually for the Specialised Teenage Cancer Trust event, which is it's happening in November. And the Specialised guys, the whole Ska scene is absolutely huge all over again. I think it was the 30th or 40th anniversary of Ska earlier on in the year, and it's a massive thing. It is all over again, and the Simmertones are kind of leading the charge from South Devon, which is fantastic. It is the TorbayHour radio show. We're talking and tweeting business for Torbay and South Devon. If you're listening for the first time, welcome along. You got a chance to hear all the shows that have happened so far via the Listen Again on the YouTube channel. But if you're listening on the Listen Again, you already know because you're there. It's as easy as that. It's coming up to 10 to 9. We've got 10 minutes left. The Twitter feed seems to be getting busier as the hour goes on, Martin.
Yeah, it's still going. It's all good. We love seeing it all happening coming through. So what have we got coming in? If I don't mention him, he's going to get even more upset with us. We've already called him boring. James Trigger, he's there for all your accountancy and tax needs. He's also he is the face of TorbayHour. He's our networking guy. He's the guy that set it all up. So we have to look after James.
All hail James.
All hail James. Oh, he's brainwashed you as well. Park Dean Holidays, they're saying you've just got one day to cast your vote for the British Travel Awards. So if that's your interest, get in touch with them and get that followed.
I noticed the Torbay Pound we were talking about earlier on. They've got a survey coming out if you want to help shape the future of the Torbay Pound. There are 3 simple questions on SurveyMonkey. There's a link which you can get to via the hashtag of TorbayHour, and you can take part in that. What else have we got? There's loads of people talking about Christmas parties, booking up for Christmas parties.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity to start promoting that online, isn't there?
A lot of people are starting to. It's getting to be the beginning of October. Everyone's starting to think about the Christmas parties, and everyone's getting booked up.
Which is great.
It's great for that. Great.
And there's so many other things. It's not just, of course, the Christmas party is the venue. There's the catering. There's the cakes, for example, that you might want on there as well. And Christmas cakes, a whole new...
Mince pies.
Mince pies, of course. There'll be the discos that you want to book to come along to your Christmas parties too. There could be mobile bars. There's so many sort of spin-off industries.
And I think every single one of those you've mentioned are on TorbayHour.
Which is great. And
so
this
goes
local. Back. Yeah, but this goes back then to what we were talking about earlier on with communities of interest and communities, virtual communities as well as physical. So there's opportunities for, I don't know, someone might say, right, I'm going to book this particular venue. They then say, well, you talk to these guys because they're great at doing the catering. And they say, oh, that's great. You need to talk to this DJ and you need to talk to this bar and these people do clothes and so on and so forth. A fantastic opportunity. Anyway, enough of that. I think it's fairly obvious. Sophie, so what's the future holding for Millie and me?
I don't know. Speechless. Well, you can hear all the gossip from Millie and me because I've been given the really brilliant opportunity to write a column in the Herald Express newspaper. I had my first one last Thursday, and the second one I felt under a lot of pressure for this week. And the next one's going to be on this Thursday, and that is all about really promoting Brixham and all the great things that happen there. So if anyone has got an event or something going on that they want me to talk about in it, they can pop in and tell me all about it. And all my regulars are scared because I'm going to start taking notes now. I have a little notebook under the desk because there's going to be lots of gossip in there about what's going on in the shop week in, week out.
You could start a whole new soap opera. There could be a whole thing.
It's always been a soap opera at Millie and Me. It's just going public now.
You're going to have to sign up in the window. It says any sort of resemblance to people is purely coincidence.
Well, I've already revealed that we have a few nicknames for certain of our customers who, when we first get to know them, we get to know them by what they drink or what their dog is called, hence Taxi Steve and Charlie's Dad and Flat White Mark. And so I think I can be a bit discreet. I can maybe use a few... nom de plume.
Nom de plume. And didn't you say something about the Guardhouse Cafe? Something happening up there?
Yeah, Mr. Brixfest, my son Harry, will kill me if I don't mention the fundraiser that's happening this Friday. Well, look, he's my son, and he's also the chair of the committee that I sit on, so he gets to boss me about as chair, but I get to boss him about at home.
Do you have to sort of put your hand up and say, can I speak?
In meeting.
Wow.
But anyway, this Friday, there are 2 really lovely new owners of the Guardhouse Cafe at Berryhead in Brixham called Alex and Lucy, and they're really keen to support the local community, and they are hosting our fundraiser on Friday night. We have live music from Ruby Jones and Oh,
And
more. And
more.
oh my God, he's really going to kill me now, isn't he? Quick, get the poster up. Anyway, it's going to be fabulous. And we have a 2-course meal. It's all for only £10 a ticket. And actually, we have 100 tickets sold, and I think we're at something like 92. So seriously, if you want to come along, then really either give me a call at Millie and Me or tweet me, and I can reserve tickets for you. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic night.
Or come in, of course.
Yes, or come in, yes. Come back to me in one moment and I'll tell you what amazing bands are playing.
Okay. What I can say is there's a lot of love for the Simmertones tonight. There's so many people. As soon as we played that Drip Fed Fred, so many people tweeting saying, wow, they're loving that song. So that is really, really good to hear. And they're good on their social media. They're also good live as well. So if you get a chance to catch them, I am happy to plug them.
Get it bought. Get it bought. It's for charity.
Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. All the songs are available to download, so you can check it out. If you check out the Music Mill Records page, by the way, at the website www.themusicmill.co.uk or directly to musicmillrecords.co.uk, you can download all the songs from there. In fact, I think pretty much any of the songs you've heard on the Torbay Hour radio show, you can get via download via that route, which is great.
I daren't go home. I've now had 3 texts saying, "Oh, sweet Lord," and telling me who's playing. I'm in real big trouble now.
You didn't actually need to put your hand up at that point.
Oh.
I appreciate the respect. But, you know.
We have Ruby Jones, Emily Howard, who's amazing, and Old Age Kicks, who are a local band who are absolutely great too.
I think I've seen all of those.
Yeah.
So that's
really,
good.
really good lineup, and they're all playing. They're all playing for free, so that we can raise as much money as possible. All the money raised is going towards putting on Brixfest at the end of next May, which is a 3-day festival, which is absolutely fantastic.
Brixham's got, I mean, aside from the sort of vibrant community, sort of virtual and real, there's also so much live things that are going on, which is, it's nice that it's there, but it's not focused entirely on tourism, is it? Because
No.
there's the Pirate Festival, there's Brixfest, there's the Fish Stock, there's all those things that go on.
Yeah, and you know what's so brilliant? You've just mentioned 3 of them. We've also got the Brixham Happening,
Yeah.
and we've got local organisations like Pride in Brixham, who are all, and it's all done by local people on the committees, and and all the volunteers that help as well. That's really, I think that's unique in a place as small as Brixham, to have that many vibrant festivals going on, all organised by local people.
Well, I think the unique thing is the fact that they're so sustainable and they keep coming round and everybody
Yeah.
supports them. Rather than what tends to happen is sometimes you'll get a festival and loads of people will go to one and then the
Yeah.
other ones all die out.
Yeah.
So no, it's fantastic. It is really, really good. I
Community
like that.
spirit in Brixham, that's what it is.
Yes, and kept alive through even the cold winter nights via Twitter.
We are here to keep you warm.
Nice. All right, we'll move very swiftly on. Martin, what else have we got coming in tonight?
So at Bygones Torquay, they're looking for World War One cap badges. So if you've been up in the loft recently and found some from your grandparents or your great grandparents, your grandparents, anything like that, I think this year is a great time to get them on display.
Yeah.
And let everyone of Torbay and all the tourists and everything else like that see them and sort of remember your family, really.
Well, and I think, I was talking to my mum and dad about this, that there's so much you don't realise about family history. And, I was completely ignorant about sort of my family's involvement in the First World War. And only when I sort of started asking my dad and saying, well, who was involved, what happened, and you start looking back through old photographs. And unless they dig out cap badges and get them on display and remember, it will be forgotten.
It will be, unfortunately.
Which it must not be. It really mustn't, especially not in this centenary year. And a kind of proud history for the whole of Devon, really, the involvement in the 2 world wars. Massive involvement. And when you go, and there are, I think it's like 2,500 memorials across Devon for the First and Second World War. And even when you go into places like post offices, and it'll say these people from this particular office fell in the First World War. And it's quite striking, the amount of people that were involved.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think it's this year has certainly brought it all closer to home.
Yeah. Very much
with all
so.
the centenary things
Very
going
much
on.
so. Listen, time is running away with us. We've only got a minute and a half left. Of course, the Twitter feed continues 24/7, and people from all over the area I see tweeting and including the hashtag of TorbayHour at all times of the day and night, which is quite remarkable. So carry on tweeting. Let's build up the community spirit. I mean, presumably, there's no... The fact that you're so Brixham focused, if that starts spreading out and you become so Torbay focused, you're not going to suddenly go, well, I'm not having any involvement in that at all.
No, of course not. I love the Bay. I love Devon. I'm just all about the positivity and getting people to. I think the main thing is getting people to support their local, whether it be shops or organisations or communities, because then people start talking to each other and mixing with each other, and that's really important. And we want more people to come and visit us. We're definitely in Brixham seeing an awful lot more people coming for day trips, people that within the local areas that maybe usually go to Totnes or Dartmouth. I think Brixham now is a lot more people are coming for the day because it's a nice place to visit.
It certainly is. Thank you so much for coming in. To be honest, it's probably because we've been talking, but the cake, a lot of cake, has actually survived the hour.
I won't be taking it with me, it's okay. I've got plenty back at the shop.
Martin is baying at the leash.
Mrs. M has told me I have to bring some home.
All right.
So,
okay,
some of that will go there.
Right. Thank you for coming in. Martin, thank you for being here again.
Thank you.
The Torbay Hour will be available to enjoy all over again.
Thanks for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. Anytime, especially with cake. Listen again on YouTube. We will catch you again next Monday evening at 8 o'clock. Keep tweeting, keep talking business in Torbay and South Devon.
The Torbay Hour Radio Show, brought to you by the Babacombe Inn Christmas Party Nights.